Hi guys, I'm Rebecca Warfield and I will be your English teacher for English 101 section 004 for spring 2014. The purpose of this video is to give you a heads up about the class and to give you some information about the syllabus before you come the first day. I know it's a lot of information the first day, so hopefully by the time you get to class on Monday, you will watch this so the information I talk about won't be so overwhelming and brand new to you. I'm not going to go over the syllabus in its entirety, but I will go over most of it. So do make sure that you follow along on the paper syllabus, which you can find on Blackboard, and just make sure you're well acquainted with this before you come to class on Monday, because again, I won't go over every single thing. So let's just get right into it. I don't want this video to last 20 minutes like they normally do. Again, my name is Rebecca Warfield. You can call me Miss Warfield. My office is in Morton 105B. That is on the first floor of Morton Hall. If you turn down the hallway by the student restrooms, kind of by the vending machines, go the whole way down the hall. It's the last hallway on the right, second office on the right. And it's kind of hard to find, but you can always stop into the main office and ask for directions. My office hours this semester are going to be Thursdays from 11 to 1. You can reach me in my office during those times. There's no guarantee outside of those times I'll be here, but I will be in my office Thursday, 11 to 1. If you want to reach me via Skype, that's fine. My Skype name is rebecca.warfield1. If I'm in my office, I will be logged on to Skype. If I'm not in my office, obviously I will be logged out. But if you shoot me an email, we can set up a time to meet on Skype if I'm not logged on. Also, you can reach me on Gmail chat, and that is also rebecca.warfield1. So I do prefer that you meet with me face to face at the least Skype, but if it's impossible, we can also meet on Gmail chat, but I do prefer face to face. And do keep in mind that if you want me to look at your paper, you have to meet with me face to face or on Skype. I will not look at your papers for you via email or through Gmail chat. And then, of course, you can always email me your questions, and my email is warfieldr, warfield, @uncw.edu. Again, that's warfieldr. So for this course, you're going to need the book Saving Place. It looks like this. From my understanding, it's only available as used, which is good for you. You're welcome to rent it from a outside company, that's fine. But you will need your book right away. So make sure that you put your order in. Last semester, apparently it took a while for some of the books to come in. So make sure that you're on that now, because you don't want to be without your book, because we'll need it the second Monday of class. You're also going to need, of course, internet access, your UNCW email. You will need to be able to access Blackboard and be acquainted with that. And you will also need a WordPress account. And don't worry about the WordPress account. I'll talk to you about that the first week of class. I'm not going to go over most of the course description, but you should know that this class is what is called eco-composition. So what that means is it's just like a regular English 101 class. You'll learn the same information, but instead of writing about just anything or reading about just, any situations, everything will be focused on the environment and sustainability. So if you're not very interested in that sort of subject, you may consider switching to a different English 101, and that's not going to hurt my feelings. It's actually, it's good. I want you to be in a class that you will enjoy. Do keep in mind that not every single thing we do every single day will be about the environment, but all of the readings in course will be about the environment, and all of your assignments will be about the environment. In between that, though, I'll talk about different things, but I just find it more useful for my students to have a focus in the course than to just kind of write about all these things that are up in the air. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to go over the course goals for time's sake, so let's start on page 2 with the cell phone and electronics policy. Please make sure you turn off your cell phones prior to class. If your phone rings during class, you will be marked absent for the day, and that includes if I hear it vibrate too, because in fact, sometimes when the phone vibrates, it's a little louder than it would be if it rings, because it's sitting on top of like a pound of quarters in your bag or something. So please make sure you turn your phone off. I have a cell phone right here, see, iPhone. I do not bring it to class, and I prefer if you didn't bring yours to class either, but if you have to have it with you, it needs to be turned off. Along the same lines, Please do not text in class either. If I catch you texting, you will be marked absent for the day. I don't care if you're hiding under your desk. That's actually very easy for me to see. And I'll explain why the first day of class. You'll see the desks don't really allow for that to be hidden. Um, do not text in my class. It is extremely rude. If you ask me a question and I just picked up my phone and I started texting away, you would be all over Rate My Professor and all over the end of the semester spot, slamming me for how I'm rude because I was texting when you were talking to me. Well, I feel the same way when you text when I'm talking to you, or worse, when another student is talking to you. So I beg of you, for your own benefit and for your own sake, do not text in my class. Laptops and tablets may only be used on days when specified. Anytime that we have a workshop or a peer review, you will be allowed to bring your laptops to class. Otherwise, on reading days, on days when we have in-class assignments, you will not be permitted to have your laptops. Unfortunately, there were too many problems in the past. If you are using any internet-ready device in class without prior permission to bring it, you will be marked absent for the day. If you have a special need where you need your laptop to take notes, you need to contact me as soon as possible. So getting marked absent for having your phone go off or texting or something like that really sucks because I only allow 3 absences in the semester. On the 4th absence, you fail the class. So if you're going to miss a day, you want to make sure that you're missing that day because you're sick or because you really have to, not because you weren't following the rules. And along the lines of attendance, 2 tardies is an absence. So you do need to be in class and you need to be here on time and be participatory. The way I work tardiness is when I finish taking roll is when you are marked tardy. So if I haven't finished taking roll yet and you walk in, you're good. If I've already finished roll and you're walking in, you will be marked tardy. I'm pretty punctual, so make sure you are on class on time. On the next page, you will see, again, the different ways to contact me, so I won't go over them again. Please make sure that if you email me that you use professionalism at all times in your emails. I'm not asking that your email is perfect, but I am requiring that your email is professional. This is just good practice for the professional world. So what that means is your email has 3 parts. You have to have a salutation where you address who you're writing to. So in this case, you might say, "Dear Miss Warfield," or "Hi, Miss Warfield," or "Hey, Miss Warfield," right? It doesn't have to be super formal. It just has to address me. So you have your salutation. Of course, you have the body of the email where you tell me what you need to tell me or ask me the questions that you have. And then lastly, you have a closing where you sign your name. You can put sincerely, you can just put your name. I just put my initials, right? But you have to put your name in some fashion on your email. So again, salutation, body, and closing. If you send me an email without those parts, I will respond to you and ask you to resend the email using correct email etiquette. If you send me an email again throughout the semester without those parts, I will delete the email without reading it. It doesn't matter. You have to have those parts. Again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's just good practice for the professional world. So moving on into things that you really care about, grades and assignments. So this course will have 3 short essays, totaling 450 points for the semester. You will have 10 blogs throughout the semester, each one worth 10 points. You will have a final paper worth 350 points. You'll have a documentary evaluation due at the end of the semester worth 40 points. And then you will also have discussion boards that are due, there'll be 3, totaling 60 points that are due always the week before your short essays. And I'll show you the calendar the first day of class so you can get an idea of that. You can look at the grading breakdown on your paper syllabus. You should take note that this is out of 1,000 points and that I do use a plus minus scale. So if you want to keep up your GPA, you also have to make sure that you're paying attention that not just the letter grade, but also the plus minus. Late work policy and deadlines. I will not take any late work under any circumstances. please keep in mind that all submissions are electronic, and that's actually why I don't take late work. You have about 2 weeks notice to turn in your papers. Actually, all of your paper assignments and their due dates are already on Blackboard and available. Now, I don't recommend doing them early, but you'll know from January 7th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon until April 30th what your due dates are. So there's no excuse for anything being late. Everything is due electronic. If you're waiting to the last minute, then yeah, maybe you'll have a problem, but let's be proactive, not reactive, and make sure you have your stuff turned in a little bit early to avoid those issues. The time that I receive your email is the time that I consider this assignment submitted. So everything will always be due at 11:59 p.m. So let's say you email it to me at 11:50, right, before the due date. But for some reason, my inbox doesn't have it until, let's say, 1 a.m. Your paper's late. I'm not going to take it. It must be in my email by 11:59 p.m. No excuses, no exceptions, no resubmissions. Also, make sure you're allotting time for technology malfunctions and delays. They do happen. Computers break. It happens all the time. I beg of you to save all your writing, including all your blogs and all your discussion board posts, in a Word document in at least 2 places. I had some issues last semester where students' discussion boards responses didn't show up. They had no proof that they did them, so I couldn't give them credit for it. So everything you do, you need to back up in 2 places. There's always at least one student a semester whose computer breaks or loses something, so make sure that's not you. The next part of the syllabus goes over all of the assignments in just a little bit more detail, but I'm not going to go over those now because I will talk about each assignment as the due dates approach. And each one has their own separate assignment sheet and stuff too, so we'll talk about those later. Extra credit. This is on the next page. Please keep in mind that I do not offer extra credit very often, and when I do, it's at my discretion, not yours. I really don't like when students beg me or ask me for extra credit opportunities. That's just not the way things work, right? I want money. And so if I just walk up to my department chair and ask him for money, he's not going to give it to me. But if I, teach classes and do my job, then I get money. So it's just not that way, right? You don't just get to ask for things and have it. You actually have to do something for it. That's just kind of the way a class works. It's up to the teacher's discretion. So it's in your best interest not to ask me for extra credit. It's also in your best interest to collectively work hard. If you guys are a lazy class and you're not doing anything, I'm not going to reward you with free points for being a lazy class. But if you're working hard, I might offer extra credit. If I do offer extra credit, you can only receive up to 10 points in the semester. So that means usually my extra credit opportunities are 5 points apiece. So even if I offer 4 opportunities, you can still only do 2 because that will give you the total of 10 points. I will not offer anything more than 10 points extra credit. Formatting for the course, everything you submit to me for formal papers, your short essays, your final exam, and your documentary evaluation, they must be in MLA format. If they are not in MLA format, you will receive a 0 on the assignment. Again, just like my other policies, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but this is just the way the professional world works. For example, if I want to submit a grant proposal, there is a particular format for that. And they always say, if you do not follow the format, we will not read your proposal. So this is just me emphasizing the importance of detail and paying attention to directions. If you don't know MLA format, don't worry, I will teach it to you. So I'm not going to leave you out in the dark. But do know that once I teach it to you, it's up to you to apply that information to your paper. There are a handful of students every semester who fail the course simply because they did not use MLA format. They just kept making that mistake over and over and over again. They clearly weren't reading my feedback. So take this really seriously. I truly believe that if you cannot double space your paper, put it in Times New Roman with 12-point font, that this is just not the environment for you. So make sure you're paying attention to that detail. Also, when you submit your papers to me, they must be in a .doc or .doc X format. I grade papers on my computer, and I have a Dell with Microsoft Word in my office. So that means I have to have it in Microsoft Word, or I can't even open your document. And I use Microsoft track changes and comments and stuff to grade your papers. So it has to be in .doc or excuse me, I can't say that, .docx. If it's in Pages or in RTF or in a WordPerfect format, I can't open it and I can't grade it, so I won't take it. If that's the case, I will give you a 0 on the paper and you cannot resubmit it. Again, it's just paying attention to detail and following the directions. The turnaround time for papers, I will do my very best to get get your papers back to you as soon as possible. I'm teaching 4 classes. That's 100 students, and all of them are English, and that means I'm grading literally hundreds of papers. Each student will turn in 4 papers in the semester, and that's in 4 classes. So it's a ton of work that I have to get through. And if you want quality feedback, I need a little bit of time. So this is what I can promise you. I can promise you that I will have your papers back to you before the next one's due, so you can get that feedback that you need. I cannot promise you that I will have them back to you in a week or even 2 weeks. So I just beg of you to be patient and not beg me about when you're going to get your papers back. I will always have them back to you before the next one's due. The next few things on the syllabus are about violence and harassment, religious observance, and the diversity statement. So please make sure that you pay attention to them. I'm not going to talk about them today. I am going to talk about the academic honesty policy at UNCW. Everybody knows that cheating is against the rules. All of you have obviously made it through high school, and you knew in high school that plagiarism and cheating are against the rules. If you didn't know, now you do. Buying a paper off the internet is cheating. Copying and pasting someone's work without citing it is cheating. Turning in a paper that you wrote for another class is cheating. Having someone else write a paper for you is cheating. You know all of this. You've always known all of it. You've always known that it's against the rules, but I always catch 1 or 2 students a semester doing this. Please do not cheat in this course. If I catch you plagiarizing in any fashion, it will turn you into the dean and you will fail my course. I don't just do an F on the paper. There are no second chances. You fail the course and you will be reported to the dean. I take this very seriously. The worst thing you can do in the entire world is kill another person. The worst thing you can do in academia is to plagiarize. It's a capital crime. Not that I'm saying that plagiarism and murder are, equal. They're not, but plagiarism is the worst thing you could do in your academic career. So please do not cheat in this course. If you are cheating, I will catch you. I always do, and I will turn you in. All right, so enough of that stuff. I do want to make a couple notes here. Word on the street is that I'm a hard grader and that my course is tough. Here's the deal. Yeah, it is a tough course because it's a college course. Just because it's English 101, just because it's required to graduate does not mean that it should be easy. In fact, this should be one of your most difficult courses because every single thing you learn in this class, you will need for all sorts of other courses. Writing, you'll be writing papers for the next 4 years of your life. Reading, you're going to be reading stuff for the next 4 years of your life. You need this information for the rest of your academic career. And also, it's just college. It's hard, right? It should be harder. I don't care if you got an A in AP English. I don't care if English was always your best subject. That's really awesome, but that does not guarantee that you will do well in this course. I hope you will. I do have students that do very well. There are always students that get an A in the class, and there were always students that get an F in the course. And then there's the majority are in the B, C range. So what that means is you got to step it up. You need to bring your A game to class all of the time. You need to work hard and you need to pay attention. I don't do grade inflation. I don't do a lot of extra credit, right? You get the grade that you earn, and it's as simple as that. I think that you'll find, though, that my grading is fair. I have never seen a student fail the course who didn't deserve to fail the course. And I see students do well all the time who thought that they weren't going to do well. So it's really about you. It's really about how much you're willing to put into the course. Um, with all that aside, I think the rest of the stuff in the syllabus we can talk about on Monday. I know this is a lot of information. I know I hear all the time that I'm super scary and intimidating, but I think you'll find that I'm actually pretty fun. I like to think I'm pretty cool. Sometimes my freshmen don't think that's true, but whatever. We'll work that out. I'll be the judge of that later on. All right, but anyways, I think we're gonna have a good time. Get ready to work. Get ready to have some fun. I look forward to meeting all of you. Heads up, I suck at remembering names, so I'm gonna ask you about 15 times what your name is. I'm not gonna know for like 6 weeks. Don't take it personally. Just get prepared for Miss Warfield to not know who the heck you are. Anyways, I'll see you Monday. Have a great few days until we start this semester again. Bye.